The beginning after the end, a flop before it even began. When the beginning after the end anime was first announced, fans of the beloved web novel and manhwa were hyped. The story had everything: reincarnation, powerful world building, deep character arcs. This had the potential to be the next big fantasy hit. But what we got felt like a betrayal. The adaptation suffered from a complete lack of effort. The animation was minimal. Some scenes barely moved at all. We're talking motion comics disguised as anime. There was no dynamic action, no expression, and zero emotional weight. Fans weren't asking for perfection, just a decent effort. Instead, what they got was lazy, low-budget storytelling that stripped all the magic out of the source material. It's not that the story flopped, it's that the anime never even tried. A golden opportunity wasted. Tokyo Ghoul Route A and Tokyo Ghoul RE, 2015 to 2018. Tokyo Ghoul had everything going for it. A gripping story, emotional depth, and one of the most iconic protagonists in anime. But then, the adaptation happened. Season 2, Tokyo Ghoul Route A, went anime original, but instead of adding depth, it just left fans confused and disconnected. What should have been a complex exploration of Kaneki's transformation became a narrative mess. And then came Tokyo Ghoul RE, and things only got worse. The pacing, way too fast. The character development, almost non-existent. What was once a dark philosophical series got watered down into a generic action show. Add in poor production quality and an incoherent story, and you've got a tragic fall from grace for a manga that deserves so much better. Sword Art Online Alicization, War of Underworld, Part 2, 2020. Now let's talk about Sword Art Online, a series that's always been divisive, but War of Underworld Part 2 really tested even the most loyal fans. This arc pushed the overpowered protagonist trope to the extreme. Battles dragged on forever, but somehow still felt like they had zero stakes. And Kirito? His big return was hyped for so long, but by the time he showed up, the emotional impact was gone. It felt more like a checkbox than a climax. Combine that with bloated pacing and lazy writing, and fans started to drop off fast. What could have been a satisfying finale turned into a drawn-out power fantasy with no real heart. Berserk, 2016 to 2017. How do you ruin a legend? You give it this adaptation. Berserk is a manga with deep lore, raw emotion, and some of the most iconic art in dark fantasy history. But the 2016 anime? It gave us nightmare fuel in the form of stiff, clunky 3D CGI. Instead of honoring Kentaro Miura's brutal beauty and tragic storytelling, the adaptation felt like a low-budget game cutscene. Awkward movements, soulless animation, and none of the emotional weight the story deserves. The tone, missed, the atmosphere, gone, the heartbreak, completely watered down. To this day, it's still mocked as an insult to a masterpiece, a painful reminder of how not to adapt a legendary manga. The 7 Deadly Sins, Season 3 and beyond. This one hurts, because 7 Deadly Sins started off strong. Great characters, solid world building, and some truly hype shonen moments. But then, the studio change happened, and with it came some of the worst animation fans had ever seen. We're talking infamous fight scenes that looked like PowerPoint slides, stiff, choppy, and totally emotionless. Massive, game-changing battles were reduced to awkward messes, completely killing the excitement. Add in rushed pacing and visually downgraded episodes, and what was once a fan-favorite shonen turned into a meme for all the wrong reasons. A tragic fall from grace, and all because it wasn't given the love and polish it deserves. Boruto, Naruto Next Generations, 2017 to 2023. From the jump, Boruto had massive shoes to fill, and unfortunately, it stumbled right out of the gate. The early episodes were overloaded with filler. We're talking 80-plus episodes before the main plot even got moving. The pacing was painfully slow, with little urgency, and the stakes felt way too low for a Naruto successor. And let's be real, Boruto himself, not exactly winning fans over. He came off as arrogant, whiny, and completely disconnected from the weight his father's legacy carried. Yes, the anime did improve later on with the Kara arc and better animation, but by that point, the reputation damage was done. Many fans had already checked out, calling it Naruto Light with none of the heart. The God of High School, 2020. Now this one looked like it was going to be the next big thing. Explosive fights, crisp animation, and a unique premise straight out of the manhwa world. But looks can be deceiving. Despite its stunning visuals, the God of High School made one fatal mistake. It tried to cram over 150 chapters of source material into just 13 episodes. And that meant no time to breathe. The world building, barely there. Character growth, rushed and shallow. Plot, blink and you'll miss it. Sure, the fights were flashy, but they felt emotionally hollow because we never got the chance to care about the people throwing the punches. What could have been a breakout hit became a beautiful blur. Fast, loud, and forgettable. The Promised Neverland Season 2, 2021. What happened here? After the masterpiece that was Season 1, expectations were sky high, and then it all came crashing down. Season 2 felt rushed beyond belief, skipping entire arcs from the manga, cutting out crucial characters, and removing the depth that made the story so compelling in the first place. And that ending? It wasn't even animated. Just a PowerPoint-style slideshow recap of events we never got to see. Fans didn't just feel disappointed, they felt betrayed. What started as a dark psychological thriller turned into a sprint to the credits. And sadly, not in a good way. BlueLock Season 2, from hype to letdown. BlueLock kicked off with a bang. Season 1 had that raw intensity, fast-paced animation, sharp direction, and the ego-fueled energy that made every match feel like a final boss battle. Fans were hooked. But then, Season 2 happened. The animation? A massive step down. The crisp, explosive motion that defined Season 1? Gone. Instead, we got choppy scenes, flat keyframes, and action that felt like it was moving in slow motion. In a show that's literally about high-speed soccer. For a series built on adrenaline and psychological pressure, bad animation kills the vibe. And sadly, that's what Season 2 did. It turned a visual spectacle into a half-hearted slideshow. Even the most hyped moments felt underwhelming. Fans didn't just notice, they were vocal about it. Social media lit up with comparisons, complaints, and disappointment. From a franchise that had the world chanting, "Ego is everything," Season 2 showed us what happens when the production lacks that same drive. If you are enjoying the content, please subscribe to the channel. I will be posting more consistently, so look forward to it. Thank you for watching, and until next time, have a good one.